Hey everyone, it's Stu from the York County Library. Today I'm going to show you 3 easy projects to create a pollinator-friendly garden. This is going to be to celebrate Earth Day this month on April 22nd, and let's get started on our first project. Alright, the materials you're going to need for these 3 projects are wildflower seeds, twine, construction paper or newspaper, a tin can, bamboo straws, a blender, glass marbles, a shallow dish, and a bowl. Alright, we're going to get started on our first project, which is the seed bombs. I'm going to start by ripping up my construction paper into small bits, and I'm just dropping them in a water bowl to go ahead and get them saturated. You're going to continue this process with all your paper until they're in all small bits. I'm going to let that soak for about 10 to 15 minutes and put that aside. Alright, we're going to move on to our second project in the meantime, which is a bee and butterfly watering station. So for this project, you're going to need a shallow dish, some glass marbles, and I used a bowl to prop up the shallow dish, so that way it could give it some elevation. And this one's going to take you 5 seconds to do. But it's so beneficial to your garden because you're providing a safe place for bees and butterflies to land and not drowned, but also stay hydrated. So you're going to dump your marbles into your shallow dish, and this is so that you can pour in the water in the dish and they still have a place to land. And it also acts as a cute decoration, I think. So once I get the right amount of marbles in that I'm satisfied with, I got it placed on, I'm just going to add my water. And there you have it, a beautiful little watering station. Alright, now we are going to go back to our seed bombs, and once you've had that paper soaking in the water for a bit, I just went ahead and threw it in my blender with a little extra water and pulsed it for a little bit to grind it up into, you want kind of a pulpy state. So I'm just going to repeat this process with all the paper, taking bits and ripping them up a little bit smaller, fitting them in, and adding a little extra water and blending it up. It helps if you pack it pretty full. In my case, with my little blender, it was a little bit more stable if I added more water pieces in. It doesn't have to be perfect. I definitely left a few bigger chunks in there, but as long as most of it is ground up to a fine pulp, you'll be good. And so once I got all that done and blended, this is what it should look like. Next, after my pulp is all ground up and I got a mushy ball of paper, and I went ahead and threw that in a cupcake tin. I'm taking small balls and just mushing them to the bottom of the muffin tin. Just repeat this process with your paper, leaving about half of the bowl to fill the top of the muffin tin with. So once you got the bottom of the muffin tins done, you can go ahead and add in your wildflower seeds. I'm just taking a small handful and dividing my seeds out evenly among each seed bomb, sprinkling a little handful in each. I let that dry out for a little bit, and I came back later and added more paper to the top of my seeds, covering the seeds up completely. It's okay if it's not perfect. The seeds, once you roll them into the balls, the seeds will kind of poke out in a way. So it doesn't really matter as long as you get a pretty good, decent ball out of it. So I'm just picking up the paper and rolling it all together to mix it. And they should look like this. Now, you can either save your seed bombs for later, or you can go ahead and plant them now. I'm decided I'm gonna go ahead and plant mine, so I dug a 2-inch hole in my soil and buried them up. And then after, I am going to go ahead and water them, and I can't wait to watch them grow. If you'd like to make your own seed bombs, you can stop by the main library in Rock Hill throughout the end of April. Upstairs on the 2nd floor at the reference desk area, you can grab a take and make that has all your needed materials, such as newspaper, an instruction pamphlet, and a little pack of wildflower seeds all ready to go for you to make. Alright, we're going to move on to our third and final project, which is making a mason bee home. You're going to need a tin can, some bamboo straws. I ordered these off Amazon, but you can also use cardboard straws or paper straws as long as it's durable, and some twine to hang it up with. So what I'm going to do is just pack these bamboo straws in here as tightly as possible to create cavities for the mason bees. And the mason bees get their name because of their habitat of using mud or other masonry products in constructing their nest, which are made out of naturally occurring gaps. So we're basically creating them kind of a hotel. They can find these out in the wild, but why not make it easy for them to already have little gaps for their nest? So I'm going to just pack it in there tightly without using any glue. I'm just going to pack them in there so tightly that none of them fall out and it's sturdy. Once I've got it to where I like it, I am going to go ahead and wrap my twine around my mason bee home so I can hang it up. I just went with a simple knot around the outside, and it kind of fits into the grooves in the tin can. So you'll see in a minute that it just kind of fits nicely in there. And then I'm just going to tie another knot in the excess string so I can make a loop to hang it up with. Just like that. Now I'm going to slide it back a little bit so I can hang it evenly. And there you have it, a little home for the bees. I hope you enjoyed these 3 easy projects to create a more pollinator-friendly garden for Earth Day. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more books on gardening or bees and butterflies, please check out our catalog at yclibrary.org or stop by one of our locations.